Alright, what's up guys? So today's video we're going to talk about the age-old question of Dyna versus FXR. But first, I gotta get energized. Alright, here, Ghost Swedish fish. I don't know what it is, but this stuff's delicious. You've probably seen it in the background of some of my videos. I love this stuff. Anyways, like I said, today's video is going to be about the Harley Davidson Dyna versus FXR. I know for me personally, when I was looking at bikes and looking to get into the Harley scene, there was a bunch of Dynas, a bunch of Harleys, a bunch of FXRs, all kinds of stuff. And I had no idea. All I knew was I wanted a Harley, and I liked the way a lot of the Dynas looked. FXRs, there's a ton of them out there. Some are just been beat to death and need a lot of stuff. So this video will kind of just go over the differences between the two. And maybe you're in the market for looking for a bike and you're not sure if you want an FXR or if you want a Dyna. So we'll just kind of cover both of those things and maybe we can help you out. If you got any questions, leave a comment down below. So yeah, let's get to it. So obviously I have both. I have two FXRs, my dad's bike back here that I'm doing the project series on, and then my daily just jump on and go 2014 Dyna Lowrider. They're both great bikes. Some people have their preferences just like anything else in life, but I will say they're both great bikes. Very similar. Obviously you have old and new technology. In my opinion, it comes down to personal preference. If you're one of those guys that loves to be on the more mechanical side of things and work on stuff and you don't mind doing that and you like the more mechanical side of tuning and stuff, the FXR is great. If you just are the guy who you like motorcycles, you want a motorcycle, you don't want to mess with any of that stuff, you maybe want to throw a couple bolt-on parts, jump on and go and not have to worry about it, the newer Dynas are great for that. And I say newer Dynas, I'm just referring to the 06 and up, because obviously pre-06, they had a lot of similarities to the FXR, not in relation to frame, but with size of forks, motor, being carbureted and all that kind of stuff. So my Dyna is a 2014. I made a video about it. If you guys want to see the bikes, you can go check that video out. But I made a video about it, and when I was in the market for a bike, I was like, I want to get something that I can just jump on, go riding, have fun, not have to sit in the garage and work on it. And so that's why I ended up with the Dyna. And it's been a great bike for that. You can do a lot of stuff to them. They have a lot of power, and if you want to put a pipe on it or you want to put a air cleaner, all that kind of stuff, you can put a tuner on it, and all that stuff is just customizable for, hey, I got, you know, this pipe and this air filter, how do I need to adjust it? Now if you want to do that to the FXR, it's carbureted, so you got to mess with the jetting and all that kind of stuff. So it's more technical, but like I said earlier, it's just your personal preference. As far as the motor size, obviously this Dyna, the 2014, has a 103, which is like, I think 1690 cc's roughly. It is the 6-speed when you have the Dyna, and it weighs about 660 pounds. It is fuel injected. You have the wider forks, so you have the 49mm forks. With the FXR, you have the Evo 88-inch. It's roughly a 1300 cc motor. You don't have the 6-speed, it's a 5-speed. It is about 60 pounds lighter. It is carbureted. You got the 39mm forks. And then another big difference for people is the width. The Dyna, I think, is like 2 inches wider, which doesn't seem like a lot, but on the rear fender, you could just see how much wider it is. Like when you're putting a license plate on an FXR, the plate's almost the same width as the rear fender. On the Dyna, you got room on each side of that license plate. So they definitely are a lot different in that aspect. As far as the frame, I think the most iconic thing about them is the frame geometry. They got that triangle there. That's where the performance side and the handling comes in, because they got the rubber mounted swing arm and the frame is just really good quality. All that to say that if you're the guy that just wants to jump on a bike, ride with your buddies, maybe have the wife jump on the back with you, go grab some dinner, go cruise the mountains or whatever, and that's gonna be the extent of it, I definitely would go with a newer model. Go with the Dyna. The weight isn't gonna really be that much of a difference for that kind of stuff. Now, if you're the person who wants to turn wrenches, you love working on stuff, getting your hands dirty, you like old muscle cars and stuff like that, go with the FXR. As long as you can work on it and you don't mind working on it, that's gonna be the bike for you. You're gonna have a lot more fun. As far as power and differences, I mean, coming from me, I got both. I don't see that big of a difference where it's like, oh my gosh, I have so much more power with the dyno or with this or that because of the weight and everything. They both have power, and it's not like if you jump on an FXR, even my stock one over there, it's not like I don't have any power. Maybe I'm just not that hardcore of a rider, I don't know. But that's just my personal opinion. But if you do go with an FXR, you're gonna definitely want the dual brakes. The one I have over there does not have the dual disc up front, and you will notice the difference. Trying to stop, you don't have much stopping power, so that's a huge difference. My dyno over here has the dual disc up front. Yeah, it's a heavier bike, but it can stop. I put the taller rear shocks on it. That definitely makes a huge difference as far as the handling and the lean angles. You still get the Dyna death wobble. Eventually I'll probably get a steering stabilizer on there. Another pro to a fuel injected bike is you don't have to mess with the choke. You don't have to turn the gas on and off. It's just turn the key on, hit the start button. As long as the battery ain't dead and you got gas in it, you're gonna be going. Whereas the carbureted bikes, you know, if you leave the gas on or if the carb gets dirty, you gotta go that whole route. But yeah, so that's just my quick overall brief opinion. You can see here, roughly 9 inches wide on your forks. Roughly 12 inches wide. Come over to the FXR. This guy's under 10, so quite a bit more narrow. Kind of hard to tell because I got that shock off, but very narrow compared to the Dyna. And then as far as the rear fender, I mean, look at the width of this versus the Dyna. I mean, this is narrow, so that makes it a lot nicer for when you're riding. Your legs aren't spread apart so far. Haven't got the shocks on there. I'm still debating on whether I want to go with Legends or Öhlins. I think I'm going to do Öhlins just because a lot of people are running Legends, and I think the reason behind that is, once again, it's just my own personal opinion, but I think the reason behind that is because Legend does a lot of marketing and people get the shocks for free, or maybe they get a good deal because they're sponsored by them. So as far as the actual shocks themselves and the research I've done, I'm leaning towards the Öhlins. And I think that's what we're going to be putting on my dad's bike over there. So I'll do a video of that. Also too, I noticed in one of the other videos I did, I told you guys I had some stuff going in the powder coat shop. I got those parts back. I actually was pretty impressed with the quality of it. So I'll be throwing those back on, getting the shocks on there. It's just been so dang cold, so I haven't really been doing too much to them. But so here's my master cylinder for the Dyna that had all that corrosion. Got that taken care of, all freshly powder coated. So I'll get that installed. And then the fender struts, had him do a nice wrinkle black finish on the chrome fender struts. So that'll be, obviously I won't have a black fender like this, but it'll be a nice touch. But yeah, so hopefully that helps you guys out if you're in the market for getting a Dyna or an FXR, or just a bike in general, and you kind of were contemplating between the two. I know there's a lot of videos out there of the in-depth details of all the specs and everything. This is kind of just a basic overview of, in layman's terms, of the differences. And since I have both models, I figured I'd share that with you and see which one I like. Like I said, there's no clear winner. It just depends on what you're wanting to do, the application of it. If you guys got a Dyna or FXR, or maybe both, or if you've ridden both, leave a comment below. Let me know which one you guys prefer. I guess I didn't really say which one I prefer. I kind of now, since I've been riding for a while, I kind of prefer the FXR just because it's more narrow, lightweight, a little nimbler. I enjoy working on it, so I kind of think it's neat when it's less electronics going on, just more mechanical. And so to me, that's cool. But like I said, the Dyna is pretty nice just to jump on and not have to think about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.